Week 13 of the NFL 2025 season has come and gone, and just when you thought that this season could not get any more fucking bipolar, Week 13 happens. And honestly, it was pretty great. So let's get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Dude, doesn't it feel like Thursday night football was a lifetime ago? Just not 7 days ago. Like it happened so in another life, in another week almost. But let's get into it, you know. Let's get into week 13.
Okay. I believe the first time the Packers have swept the Lions for a few years.
Sure. All right. Okay. So let's go straight into the game. Right? I'm going to probably cut all this out. Thursday night football, first Thanksgiving game. We had the Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers and, you know, getting, I don't want to say dominated because it was actually a reasonably close game. But the Packers were able to sneak away with a victory, 31-24. The Lions played with the ugliest uniform I think I've seen them use. It was a bad idea. You could tell the players were not inspired to play. And so stupid. It looks like, you remember, you know, when the Wii came out, the Mii's? It looks like one of those uniforms, like basic. It's just gray pants, blue shirt, gray helmet. And that's it. Or silver helmet, whatever you want to look at it. But whatever.
Looks like a placeholder.
Right? Anyway, Jordan Love, Toyotathon.
Like when you're still making your character, but you forgot to add the logo.
Exactly. Toyotathon, Jordan Love showed up. He had 4 touchdowns. The Packers looked really good on both offense and defense. Freaking Micah Parsons, I believe, has now had at least 12 sacks for each of his NFL seasons, which is phenomenal. So again, that trade's looking pretty good. So the Packers look good on offense, good on defense. The Lions, on the other hand, first off, they lost Amon-Ra St. Brown to an injury, which is not good. Who knows how long he's going to be out. Second, I believe it's time for Dan Campbell to learn how to kick a field goal. There were several times where they were, I believe they were down by 10. They were in field goal range and they went for it on fourth down. And I think they've gone for it on fourth down 10. The last 9 times they've gone for it on fourth down, they have not converted. So I believe it's time for them to, you know, just stop doing that. Get back to winning football, which is take the points when you can take the points on the field. Clearly, you don't have Ben Johnson, all right? You are not the same team, and until you become that team once again, you need to, you know, play it safe. Play it safe. I'm pretty sure they've lost a few games just because they have not kicked field goals. It's very annoying to see. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the problem with that is that sort of being overly aggressive thing has become too much part of their identity as a team. It reminds me of when the Padres had, you know, the whole Slam Diego thing going on, and they were just, every time they would get on bat, they just like, I'm gonna get a homer, and it's like, all right, let's actually get on base, you know, every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a head coach's decision, man. To me, it's just dumb. You're down by 10. Take the field goal when you can get the field goal. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself in a worse position. The clock gets worse. It's more pressure on your team. It's just dumb. It's more pressure on your defense, which wasn't playing phenomenal. So I don't know. It's bad football. So hopefully they'll stop that. If not, they're not making it to the playoffs, man. Right now, they're still on the outside looking in, and they don't have an easy game this Thursday. So we'll see. The next Thanksgiving game was obviously the best Thanksgiving game. We had the Dallas Cowboys beating the Kansas City Chiefs, knocking them even further away from playoff contention, beating them 28-31. George Pickens, the man catches everything. I don't know why the Steelers let him go, because the Steelers need a wide receiver. So it's phenomenal story. Good for him. I mean, if the how would the Cowboys have looked if they had kept Micah Parsons? Jesus Christ. But defense looking better. And again, Chiefs lost. So good cow. I think it's the first time in my life I've cheered for the Cowboys. So good for them. Also, those uniforms, pretty cool. It's the same blue on the helmet and on the shirt. Good for you guys.
It definitely felt off-putting cheering for the Cowboys, but you know, you got the Chiefs on the other side, so I mean,
Sandman says I keep cutting out. Do you?
Okay, so it is you.
So do you notice that I'm cutting out?
Yes, for sure.
For sure. Huh.
I thought it was me.
No,
I was
apparently.
being gaslit.
I'm on the good internet too, and I got
It might be your cable.
It
It sounds like
well, I got pretty decent signal, so I'm good on my ears. I can see the levels. I have a decent signal. It started off a little rocky, but what do you think we should do? You think I should stop and reboot my computer and then come back in 10 minutes, or I should just fuck it and upload the episode independently? I'll just do that.
you want to record it offline or what?
But we'll just keep going live. We'll see what happens. As long as the levels are fine, well, there's not much I can do.
How about this? I'll take over whenever you start. Whenever you cut off.
Fair enough. Do whatever you want. Anyway, point is, Chiefs lost.
So the point is that the Chiefs lost, and it was a great. No, I'm just fucking with you.
And the Cowboys are still alive. Like, it's a team that I was like, season's over at like week 3, and look at that, they've turned it around, man. And they have a tie with the Packers, so they have a shot of making the playoffs. It's not a big shot, but they have a shot. So
What is their percentage actually?
I don't even want to look at that. But anyway, let's continue. Next,
17%.
It's
Higher
something.
than the Bengals.
It's better than nothing. Next, we have the weirdest game of Thanksgiving, the most boring for sure. Cincinnati Bengals just beating the ever-living crap out of the Ravens, and that's not even a fair way to describe it. The Ravens just beat themselves. Their offense did not want to operate. I have no idea what the fuck the game plan was for this team, but they need to fire their offensive coordinator. Like, they used Derrick Henry 10 times. Derrick Henry had 10 touches the entire game. There were 2 quarters where he didn't touch the ball. That's your best fucking player. What the fuck are you doing? Again, I have a pretty simple rule. I do not know shit about fuck when it comes to football. But if I know better than you, you're in fucking trouble. And I know that Derrick Henry needs to touch the ball way more than 10 fucking times. So, yeah, I don't understand what the Ravens are doing. They were on a hot streak, and all of a sudden, they lose to a division rival at home. They had the weirdest fumble I've seen. Freaking Isaiah Likely fumbled it millimeters from the end zone in a stretch that he didn't even need to do. If he would have just held onto the ball and fallen forward, it would have been a touchdown. So it was weird. It was dumb. We had the return of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow looked good. He had a few touchdowns. So now the Bengals are still alive. They could have, taken the Bengals out of contention, but now they are. The defense looked like they played inspired, but the return of Joe Burrow. And of course, it's going to be really difficult for the Bengals to come back into contention, but they're alive, just like the Cowboys, still alive. And it's a team that you really do not want to give them anything, because if they get to the dance,
the current probability is 2%.
I get it. Listen, I completely and 100% get it, but it's not impossible. You see, the problem with the Bengals, first off, they were in too big of a hole. But the issue with them is that the Steelers and the Ravens, who are both on top of them, play each other, meaning that one of those teams they're going to get wins. So it's getting really hard. But again, Bengals are at 4, Steelers and Ravens are at 6, and they split with the Steelers. They're at least going to split with the Ravens, and the next game against them is at home. So who the fuck knows what happens? This division is just topsy-turvy. But we'll see how it goes. Point is, it was a boring game. Next,
is it the worst division this year?
Yes. I was thinking NFC South, because Usually it's the NFC South, but no, I think this one's way worse. Next, we had the Chicago Bears dominating the Super Bowl, the defending Super Bowl champs.
You designate them as for real.
For real.
Holy crap. I might be jinxing them.
Yes, you are.
Because I'm definitely jinxing them. And I'm going to still keep doing my trick by picking the Chiefs every week. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
But yeah, man, Philadelphia's just not looking good at all. You're back, by the way.
All right. What do you mean I'm back?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So the Eagles clearly not heading in the right direction. They're in a bit of a slump per se, which is great. Honestly, right now it's very convenient for us because, they play the Chargers on Monday. The Bears, on the other hand, holy shit. They ran for almost 300 yards against that Philadelphia Eagles defense, which is a pretty good defense. Their defense takes the ball away like crazy. Freaking Jalen Hurts was running for his life most of the game. They even made them fumble on the tush push. So you got a good defense that gets I believe 3 Bears players are in top 5 for takeaways. So you got a defense that gets takeaways, an offense that can run the ball, and a quarterback who's, getting slightly better little by little. So they don't demand much of him, which is good. He's still getting experience, he's getting confidence, but as long as you can run the ball, you'll win a damn Super Bowl with that defense. Yeah. No, you can see the freaking strategy here. Well, in that team, they invested in the O-line. Shocker, better O-line leads to better running game. It took them a minute, but they started to get it going. And the defense, I said it before. I said it at the beginning of the season. Freaking getting Dennis Allen is probably the best hire of the offseason, coordinator-wise. Because that dude is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Terrible head coach. But the dude is really, really good. And so you got kind of like the offensive wizard, the wizard of the X's and O's with Ben Johnson on the offense. And you got one of the best defensive coordinators in Dennis Allen. That's a deadly combination. Now, I did not expect them to be this good this fast. I did not expect them to be at top of the NFC at any point in the year. But they are definitely ahead of schedule, and they've been getting little by little progressively better, and they're headed in a good direction. Now, it sucks for them that they're in a very difficult division, but, they're showing potential. At least they might, right as of right now, I'm pretty sure they escaped the basement of the division. The Vikings are solely in control of that. But look out for the Bears, man. This team might just fuck around and go deep into the offseason. The NFC North is in a very interesting spot because losing just a couple of games might get you out of the entire of the playoffs in general. And so we'll see how it goes. But right now, your team is looking pretty good. If you guys split with the Packers and split with the Lions, then you are for real. But again, they need to at least split with the Packers. If they split with the Packers and they beat the Lions, then they are the truth, probably. So there you go. Can you hear me now, Eric?
Yes, I can. Also, I want to mention I like Philadelphia's uniform.
Let's continue. 49ers beat the Browns 26-8. Anything you want to mention about this game?
Oh, fuck, watch this game.
Not me, to be honest. I just, I respect that the 49ers have the record that they have, considering all the injuries that they have. So mad respect for Saleh and Shanahan. I think right now we mentioned several teams that have contenders for Coach of the Year, which you mentioned you wanted to discuss. So Ben Johnson, definitely contender for Coach of the Year. Shanahan, definitely a contender. Who else do we have here? And Matt LaFleur, definitely a contender. So we'll
you think LaFleur, really?
I mean, depends on how deep the Packers go, but or are you saying
I feel like they should have a way better record considering the team they got.
Maybe. But all right, let's continue. Let's move along. Jacksonville Jaguars beat up on the Tennessee Titans. Not much to say here other than the Tennessee Titans are officially eliminated. Cam Ward, it was fun to see your development, I guess. Hopefully you'll get a good head coach. Sandman has a question. Is Sanders their QB for the future? Sanders the QB of the future for the Browns? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. He was not terrible last week from what I saw in the highlights, but I mean the Browns have two first round draft picks next year. They're going to draft a quarterback in the first round, I'm assuming, unless Shador somehow shocks everybody in the last few games of the season, which I highly doubt. But I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
How many more years are they going to keep drafting freaking quarterbacks? Like, they got enough quarterbacks
until they get one, I guess. But
I think it's way too early to be judging Sanders overall. Like, isn't this his second, third game? Maybe, you know, like, wait. I think they're gonna stick with him at least for a year.
I doubt it, but we'll see. Also, the Jaguars are officially the number 3 seed in the AFC. So, because they leapfrogged the Colts, because the Colts lost 20-16 to the Houston Texans in a brutal game. It was controversial. By the way, officiating in general was terrible this weekend. Like, terrible. The officiating during the Lions-Packers game was beyond freaking bullshit. Beyond bullshit. Obviously against the Lions. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a controversial play where the Packers were supposedly got a delay of game, but Matt LaFleur did a timeout. And supposedly the timeout came in before the delay of game, but it's just one of the, on camera, you can see, I don't know, it was a false start. You can see the lineman do the false start, and then Matt LaFleur do this. But they were saying, oh, he was yelling timeout before he did this. Well, here's
that counts, though.
What?
I don't think that counts, though, right?
Let's say it counts. Here's the thing, though. You're saying it to a ref. First off, it's third down, if I remember correctly. Everybody was yelling. And so it's loud in there. You are in Detroit. So let's say that the ref somehow decides to look at you, right? So he's looking at you and he sees you mouthing time out because he can't hear you. He says time out. Well, that ref where is he looking?
To the coach?
Yes, he's looking at the coach. Where is he not looking?
At the players?
Exactly. So how can he see if there was a false start or not? And which one came first? He's not looking at the play. He's looking at the coach. So how can that guy override what everybody else could see on fucking tape? Like, oh, he said it first, but on tape, the point is it's stupid. And that led to a freaking, that timeout led to a touchdown from the Packers. So maybe they could have scored anyway, but doubt it. I mean, it's just one of those, there was a bunch of little things you're like, man, they're really screwing over the Lions on this one. And that one in particularly was like bullshit. They also, now that I think about it, there was a touchdown reception that was controversial that, to my eyes, the Packers receiver did not get it. He grabbed the ball just as he was lifting. He had control when he lifted his leg, so he only had one step in, but they called it a touchdown. Again, if you're watching the game, you're like, dude, they're really, really screwing over the Lions on this one. And the problem is, as always, the Packers are good enough to win without that bullshit. You're robbing us from a better game. We're talking about the refs instead of the game. So it was annoying. Anyway, that was really bad officiating during that game. Also, Chiefs game. So the Chiefs got penalized like 10 times. And so there's a lot of people who have been saying like, oh man, the refs are against the Chiefs, blah, blah. They're screwing them over. There's also a lot of people who are like, what happened to the Chiefs and all that stuff? Like, what? It's the same players, it's the same coaches. How could they be so bad this season? This is who the Chiefs always were. Okay? Except they didn't get penalized. That's the thing. The Chiefs have always been and I'm going to say mediocre. I'm going to say good to great team that have been helped by the refs for a very long time. And that's what was so infuriating. That it's like, dude, they're not that good. They're cheating. They're cheating on their behalf, or they're lucky. You know, things tend to fall to their side more than the other side. So it was annoying because they're the exact same team, except, you know, the Tyreek team, that one was deadly. But for the last few years, this is who the Chiefs has been. They're just, you know, finally they start getting penalized for all the bullshit that other teams get penalized for too. And this is who they are. They're a bunch of dirty, bad players. Sandman says,
Smell bad.
What?
And they smell bad.
Yeah, exactly. They're stinky. Sandman says, I think you're right, Dario. Lions are in for a really tough last few weeks. They lost Laporta, Amon-Ra, St. Brown is hurt for a while. And it's not an easy schedule. Like the Lions, I would not be shocked if they don't make the playoffs. That was very close to a must win. This Thursday is definitely a must win because then I think, well, it doesn't matter if the Cowboys have the tiebreaker because the Cowboys have a tie. So we'll see. Sandman, and then Ragnow, the Lions center who retired, who was an all-pro, right? He unretired, but then the day later, the Lions released a statement that he failed his physical. that did sting. That does sting because they're having issues with their O-line, and they're like, "Oh, our all-pro center's coming back," and the doctors are like, "Nope, he's not. No, he's staying home. If he's coming back, he's not coming back with us." Which it's just been that season for the Lions. They need to get a better offensive coordinator in the offseason and get their heads out of their asses and fucking do some field goals. They're in trouble. They're in serious trouble. Next,
currently they got a 43% chance of making it. So,
well, here's the thing: the Bears played the Packers twice, so the Bears are actually the team that are in the biggest, you know.
Bears already played the Packers, didn't they?
No, the Bears and the Packers haven't played. So the Bears are the ones that are in the day. The Bears is the team. Bears are the team in the danger zone. All right. It's unfortunate, but if the Packers beat them twice, that's really, really bad for the Bears. They might be on the outside looking in. So, well, they let's just say these Packer games are critical for them. Can't get too comfortable. Next, so I was talking about the Colts Texans. First off, big news. One quarterback, Daniel Jones, has a broken fibula, which for those of you who don't know is basically, you know, your shin. There's two bones there. The one on the back, the smaller one, that's it. So he's having movement issues, and the Texans tried to kill him. There was also some BS calls in this game. Let me see if I remember it correctly. I think I wrote them down. Again, the call screwed over there was a missed delay of game penalty for the Texans, and the Texans ended up scoring in that drive, if I'm not mistaken. And if you know how the delay of game penalty works, is the refs are looking at the players, they then look at the clock, and when it hits 0, they look back at the player. So you kind of have an extra heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
As they can confirm. Now, I don't know why.
Like if the ball is coming out right as the guy's looking, you know, you can get away with it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why it's not just, you know, the ref who's behind him who can look at the clock at the same time and at the center, but whatever. The point is you can have like an extra heartbeat. This, for the Texans, it was like 2 or 3 heartbeats. So the Colts were upset about it. And then after that, doesn't
the football have a chip in it?
No, I don't know. But anyway, after that, they also had a defensive pass interference. So the point is, the refs were atrocious. And so Gus Becerra's like, Dario's on DSL internet. I don't know what the hell it is. I have like a really good signal right here. And the point is, don't worry about it. I will reload the video and you can just see it again. I'll probably delete this from the live. But anyway, Texans win. The Colts are now not in control of their division, and the Texans are only one game away. So we'll see. There's a world.
Play again?
Yeah, they play again. So I believe the Colts have to play the Jaguars twice, and the Texans once.
Have a tough schedule.
Yeah, it's very tough. So again, I would not be shocked if the Colts do not make the playoffs. Like, not at all, considering that, you know, their quarterback has a broken leg. Now, if they just gave the ball to Jonathan Taylor the entire game, they could be fine, but it's tough.
They don't like to do that.
Oh, no, they don't like it. Next.
Yeah, the Colts got 2 times Clown Town. They got the Texans, they got the Seahawks, and the 49ers. That's a stretch.
Yeah, and they lost the one at home against the Texans. Cuz Becerra, the censored gods after this stream are talking shit about Patrick Mahomes. Next we have the New Orleans Saints losing against the Miami Dolphins. This game was weird. I'm not gonna say
No. The Saints won.
Fair enough.
They did what they were supposed to do.
They were supposed to.
Good job, Saints.
This game was weird because I can't say that the Dolphins really won. I mean, the only one who actually did anything was Devin Achane. But at the end of the game, it was a pretty interesting sequence of events. Like Tyler Shook scored a touchdown, and he threw an interception for the 2 points. They were down by 2, so they were going for the 2-point conversion. He threw an interception, which they ran back for a touchdown. Then they did an onside kick, which they recovered. And then they just, they couldn't convert on 4th down, and they got, they lost. So it was like, oh, all this, momentum, all this. And no, okay, you still suck. You're still the Saints. Or they planned on losing, which is good. And so with that, the Saints are officially eliminated from playoff contention. So congratulations, Saints. Good for you. Good effort. We'll see you next year. Next, Eric's favorite game of the weekend, the Atlanta Falcons.
Give me a second.
Losing to the New Jersey Jets 24-27.
Say that sentence again. You cut off, I swear.
The Atlanta Falcons losing to the New Jersey Jets 24-27. Oh man, things could not be going worse for the Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, it's quite hysterical. Fans are demanding the coaches' heads. They want everybody to get fired. So we'll see how it goes. On the other hand, the Jets are starting to look at least a little bit more respectable. They should not have won this game. It's very bad for them. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have the return of Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving, who looked okay. The one relevant thing from this game is that A, Baker Mayfield played, and second, the Arizona Cardinals are officially eliminated from playoff contention. So congratulations. Next.
Sounds better.
Right? I agree. Next, we have the shocker of the weekend, the Los Angeles Rams, the number 1 the best team in the NFL, losing to the Carolina Panthers 28-31, which brings me back to my point from last week of what the fuck are the cat teams? What?
I think you mean to say the best team in the NFL just beat the Rams.
Maybe, but what the fuck are the Panthers? What is up with the cat teams this season? It makes no damn sense. The Panthers lose.
This is what they are.
I've seen the meme. No. It's hard. It's gonna be really hard for that to work. But yeah, the Panthers freaking beat the Green Bay Packers and lose to the Saints. They blank out the freaking the Falcons, and they beat the Rams, and still they barely have a winning record. It makes no sense. Gus Becerra says Eric's audio goes out 2 at times. He blames Biden. Fair enough. Gotta blame somebody. So Matthew Stafford broke Tom Brady's record of most consecutive.
Hold on. We got to talk about the spelling of my name. That is absolutely legendary.
RICK Eric.
Yeah, Eric Watch.
Eric. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, Matthew Stafford broke Tom Brady's record for most consecutive touchdowns without an interception, and then immediately threw an interception. So congratulations, Matt Stafford. He also maybe torpedoed his chances for MVP this season. We'll see how that goes. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings just, getting slacked by the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks defense is too good. It's too freaking good. Their backup undrafted rookie QB did not do well. He threw 3 interceptions.
For that pick 6. That was disgusting.
Dude, that's one of the worst throws I've ever seen. And on the other side of the field, Sam Darnold, he looked I mean, for his big, revenge ex-girlfriend game against the Minnesota Vikings, he looked So, good for him.
What else did he need to do? They've shut the fuckers out.
Yeah, I know. It's like, just play it. Keep it simple. Keep it safe.
I still don't understand the logic of getting rid of Darnold after a 14-3 season.
Apparently they wanted to keep him, but Seattle Seahawks gave him a deal that he wanted more. So that's what I understand. So let's say the Vikings were like, hey, we'll pay you this amount for, 1 year, 2 years. And the Seahawks were like, we'll give you this amount for 3 years. And he was like, sold. So there you go.
Fair enough.
Next, we have
doing all right.
We have the Buffalo Bills stomping the Pittsburgh Steelers in a very overdramatic game. There's a lot of, complaints that came out from this game afterwards. Like Cam Hayward being like, Josh Allen need me in the stomach and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's football, man. Like,
yeah.
And I saw the play.
And who was it that broke Aaron Rodgers' face?
Yeah, it's football. But you see the play where he says he got kneed in the stomach? The dude was on top of Josh Allen and would not get off. So it's like, well, what do you expect? Aaron Rodgers did not have a good day at all. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in general did not have a good day. Freaking James Cook ran the ball down their throats. And I just remembered something. You remember the Browns 49ers game that we said that nothing relevant came out of it? There's a clip from a Browns defender that he called Juwan Jennings a hoe. Like, he's a hoe because, and let me see, I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically says, now I understand why he got punched in the balls.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, because apparently Juwan Jennings he talks so much shit. He says things that a man shouldn't say to another man.
Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't get hit before.
I'm surprised he hasn't been hit in the jaw. And so that was great. That's great. That's the best piece of content that the Browns have given us in a very long time. Let me see. Steeler fans are calling for Tomlin's job. Yes. So the seat is getting extremely hot for one Mike Tomlin, and deservedly so. Again, the Steelers were 5-1 at one point, firmly in control of that division, and now they may end up falling even below the freaking Bengals. Now, they could still turn around if they beat the Ravens twice, but is anybody afraid of the Steelers right now?
I will give it to them that beating the Ravens right now is pretty plausible. Honestly, I'm not very impressed with them either. So I could see them pulling one of their little bullshit sneak into the playoffs yet again, losing the first round thingies, but
they don't have an easy schedule either. But let's see, Gus Becerra saying coming soon, Real Housewives for the NFL. And Sandman, if you were Justin Jefferson, how frustrated are you? I mean,
so frustrated that I would immediately request a trade to the Chargers.
Let me think. Because, I mean, it's not like they're not trying to make things work. It's just, I don't know. It's tough. Because he's also dropped a few balls. I don't know. It's just weird. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure they're really close to giving up. So that's not good. Sandman, what do you think it is? Offensive coordinator, no creativity. The Steelers? Well, their defense sucks this year. It's massively overpaid. They're way too old. Their offense can't run the ball. They traded away probably their best wide receiver in Pickens, and Aaron Rodgers is not as young as he used to be anymore. So it's a combination of things. It's a series of bad decisions that on paper sounded interesting, but turns out not so much. Next we have
It could actually be the fact that their team is so old. They're actually running out of steam.
Yeah, and too expensive, so they don't have money to spread around. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers beating the ever-living hell out of the Las Vegas Raiders. And the most important thing to come out of this game is that the Raiders are officially eliminated from playoff contention. So, congratulations, Raiders. Thank you for giving us 2 easy wins for the for the Jim Harbaugh era. You've officially
It was never even close. Never even close.
Officially been swept. Your head coach is in the hot seat. Your team is in shambles. Your organization sucks. You have a phenomenal tight end and a really good pass rusher who's a little bitch who pushed Justin Herbert for no reason.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Crosby?
I don't know. He was yelling at my ear. Like, come on, man. That's sure.
I didn't know you was bitch made.
I mean,
Brock Bowers is scary though. You see that pass?
Dude,
God damn.
Brock Bowers might have had the best touchdown of the season. If he wasn't in the Raiders, it would have been like the highlight of the year. But that freaking
I don't know. You saw
touchdown catch.
Nakua's catch?
I said touchdown catch.
Okay, I would also give it to the Commanders one.
No, this one was more impressive. Like, cause
Better than the OBJ?
no, the OBJ one, because he was getting DPI'd while he did it. So maybe that one wins a little. But this one was, I mean, Cam Hart was all over him. The ball looked like it was going to the ground. He somehow not just stopped it, he corralled it in a way that it didn't hit the turf. It was a spectacular play. I hate that he's with the Raiders. The dude's good. But anyway, yeah, they lost. Also, big piece of news. One, Justin Herbert. They try to kill him. They try to kill my boy.
That's why I hate playing against the Raiders. He always gets hurt.
Yep. He has a broken bone on his left hand. He got surgery on Monday. And honestly, we do not know if he will be available to play on Monday. Fortunately, the game is until Monday, so they have an extra day to recover. He finished out the game. He's tough as nails, so he's likely to play. But, you know, it's still not 100% sure that he's going to play. Fortunately,
even if he does play, one of the things that, I mean, I think they even mentioned during the game, you can't quarterback sneak, you know?
Oh, well,
if your hands are fucked up.
Here's one of they were really good in the sneak this season. Really, really good. I think they sometimes got 2 yards on the sneak, so that's unfortunate. Fortunately, they have Trey Lance, and this was a bizarre moment in the game. When they should have gone for, you know, the quarterback sneak, they went for a run and it didn't work, and they ended up having a 4th down turnover on downs when the game was still kind of way too close for comfort. But Justin Herbert in the podium afterwards said, yeah, we can. No, Lance was ready to run in there and do a switch if necessary. So if they're in the position where they want to do a sneak, Trey Lance would run in there. So that's a good thing. Trey Lance did not look terrible. The running game looked great. Freaking Kamani Vidal ran for over 100 yards again. Like 59-yard touchdown. So with Amari and Hampton back, hopefully back against the Eagles, if Herbert can't play, they're going to have to lean on Hampton, Vidal, and Trey Lance can also run the ball. So we may just get a heavy dose of that. Which is,
I fell in love with the Chargers watching LaDainian Tomlinson just wreck fools. I am perfectly okay with Herbert throwing 0 passes as long as we keep pounding that ball on these fuckers.
Dude, this is one of those things where you're like, man, again, fuck the Raiders. Herbert always gets injured. But on the other hand, it's like, thank God they played against the Raiders because they were able to play out of the shotgun the entire game and whoop them. Like Herbert could not do a comfortable handoff with his left hand and to the right, and they still whooped them. So it's one of those things like, all right, so it sucks that it happened, but if it had to happen against the team, thank God it was against a team where he could play from shotgun the entire game, and they could not stop him. So they looked better coming off the bye. The defense looked better. The running game looked better. The offensive line looked better. Now they're up against the Eagles. The Eagles, who have appeared to not be as elite as they did earlier in the year, so they got a chance. Gus Becerra saying it's the
game.
Perfect time for Marion Hampton to come back. I agree. Sandman Omarion is coming back this week. I heard. Hopefully. Sandman, Herbert had surgery on his wrist. Are you okay with him playing this week? A la Rodgers this week? No, it wasn't his wrist. Again, there's good and bad. From what I hear, because they don't tell you what it is, but it was the back of the hand. So the wrist, you can't twist it, which is really, really bad. The back of the hand, apparently they just needed to stabilize it. So it's going to suck to open and close, but you can still twist. It's going to hurt, but you can still twist. So again, we don't know what it is.
If it's just a pain thing, he'll work through it.
Well, the thing is, the pain thing does not lead to, a freaking fumble. But we'll see. Point is, they won. They're 0-4. Things are not looking terrible. They're not looking great. We'll see. We're in an interesting spot right now because we're up against really good teams and your best player is injured. So we'll see. Next, we have the Denver Broncos barely surviving the Washington Commanders. And by the way, again, Commanders.
God, I fucking hate Dan Quinn.
Dude, the Commanders got screwed on several calls, like really bad calls. Again, the officiating this weekend was terrible, but the Commanders one was spectacularly bad. So check this out. I want to play a play roll here. Let me know if you can see it. So
I'm gonna just give a real quick shout out.
Okay, so you
Marcus
can see
Mariota
here,
had a hell of a game.
Marcus Mariota trying to scramble out. He trips, he falls, but nobody's touching him. So he gets up and he runs for a few yards, right? Well, if you look at it here, he is touched by this guy who kicks him. So, so they're saying, oh, he was touched when he went down, but he got fucking kicked. Now, I don't know if you know this, but getting kicked is not allowed. It's called tripping. But they reversed the call. So again, originally it looked like he just slipped, fell, nobody touched him. He got up, ran for a few yards instead of losing, I don't know, 8. He ran for 8 instead of losing 8, right? But the officials went back and looked at it. And since the Denver Broncos player did touch him, by kicking him, then they're like, oh no, you did get touched. So the ball is going to be where you fell. But it's like, dude, they tripped him. Like, that's a flag. Like, we can't throw a flag there. Like, what the fuck kind of rule is this? It's fucking insanity. And it was like a weird sequence of events because it was that there was a fake flag on McLaurin for supposedly not being still for 1 second, but we see it on tape. He's not moving for a second. It was really, really bad. And so again, I'm not saying that the Broncos would not have won that game regardless. I'm just saying, what the fuck is up with the officiating in this game? They also gave him a fake intentional grounding. It was just bad. Overall, all around, like,
yeah, he was still in the pocket, right?
What? I don't know.
It was because I think they even put the little lines. And I was like, no, he was still in the pocket.
I don't know, but it did not look like one from where I was. And yeah, just look at this. Yeah, he did get touched. He got kicked.
Wait, did the hand also touch him?
No, it's the kick. Like, that's the kick. I mean, you can look at it from another angle if you want, but he's not touched by the hand. Right there.
Why does his little towel move?
Well, the thing is, why did he fall?
Gravity.
So he just fell because of gravity. He didn't fall because a dude fucking tripped him. It's not that. Like, this gigantic man kicking him in the leg is not the reason why he fell down.
I mean, he was already falling, to be fair.
No, he was turning around. Look, like he was turning normally to run away. Boom, hit right in the knee, and that's when he starts to fall. Point is, really bad officiating in a lot of games. So let me see right here. Sandman, Raiders offense looked a little better. They fired their coordinator last week, right? Gino can't be that bad, right? Gino, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Gino's quit on the team. Like, I would have if I was him. And yeah, the offensive coordinator looked. I mean, they only scored 2. Let me see if I remember the stat correctly. They scored on 2 drives. If you take away those 2 drives, they had like a grand total of 27 yards on all the other 10 drives. So, not great. And I believe in one of those 10 drives, Brock Bowers had a 27-yard catch. So, not good. Not good. Cuspacera saying this is 100% happening in the Super Bowl. What is 100% happening in the Super Bowl? They're getting kicked?
The Chargers beating the team they play?
I don't know. I'm the bad officiating. I don't know. But let's continue. On the final game of the week, we have the New England Patriots beating the snot out of the New Jersey Giants. And we had the most memorable moment of this game is one Young Hui Koo kicking the ground.
striking a hell of a JoJo pose.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Like, brother, that's not where the ball is.
I've seen bad kicks before, but completely missing the ball.
Shout out to the holder trying to make a play happen still.
Sure, but Jesus Christ. Drake May looked pretty good. And you know what's crazy about this game? The Giants were not totally out of it. It was just the special teams sucked. Like let me see. The Patriots had a punt return for touchdown, a field goal, the field goal where they kicked the ground, and they also had a kickoff fumble that was they left the ball in the red zone. So actually the game was, if you take away special teams, it was a close game, but Jesus Christ. I guess at least they know they're supposed to be tanking, so good. It was also weird because the Giants went for it on 4th down early in the 3rd quarter, but then they didn't go for it on a 4th quarter. It was just weird. It was weird.
But they're doing their job correctly because now the Giants are officially.
No, they got eliminated last week.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the first team to be eliminated.
Well, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sandman
I was
saying.
just looking at the playoff thing and I'm like, oh, they're eliminated too.
Yeah. Sandman saying that it was funny to see Dart get leveled on the sideline. I would not say necessarily funny, but good. It's good. Quarterbacks need to get blown up whenever they're going to do that type of BS. You know, like
Yeah,
I'm pretending
to Mahomes for that shit.
Yeah. So, and I warned that this was going to happen. Also, Dart needs to understand that the season's over. And so him playing like a dumbass is not good for his career. The man will get injured. It's only a matter of time.
He had?
What? I don't know, concussion. What other stuff? I don't know, but it's not good for his career. Okay, not in general. So yeah, the coaches need to have a conversation with him. It's like, dude, slide, you dumb fuck, or run out. We are out this season. Save your fucking body. He could have an injury that could take him out the next season, or ruin his entire fucking career. So, especially if he keeps taking hits to the head. So, well, hopefully he learned this lesson. But that's it for week 13. Do you want to check out the playoff picture real quick?
Let's do it.
All right, so here we go. Playoff picture. Let me just put it over here. So right now, the number 1 seed for the AFC, we have the Patriots at 11-2, Broncos at 10-2, Jaguars 8-4, Ravens 6-6, Chargers 8-4, Colts 8-4, Bills 8-4. On the NFC side, we have the Bears at 9-3, Rams at 9-3, Eagles at 8-4, Buccaneers at 7-5, Seahawks at 9-3, Packers at 8-3-1, and the 49ers at 9-4. So things are pretty interesting on both sides, to be honest. A little bit more on the AFC than on the NFC, but I did
This
not.
has been one of the most schizo seasons since we've been covering.
It's anybody's season. As of right now, anybody can win. There's a possibility that Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes do not make the playoffs. Oh, and Joe Burrow. There's a possibility.
Sounds pretty much guaranteed.
Yes. But I mean all four, which is nuts. Also, really funny. So, because, fuck those teams. But
Also, who wouldn't have predicted that?
of course. So, the NFC, again, it looks tough because the freaking 7 seed is 9-4. All right? The 7 seed is 9-4. The next,
and continuing the tradition that the 4 seed has the worst record.
yeah. So the Buccaneers, they may still lose, and there's a chance that the freaking Panthers get in. I mean, not a big one, but
I would fucking love it.
they are technically tied. Very, very technically. So the Panthers are 7-6. The Buccaneers are 7-5. So the Panthers are having their bye week. So it's, maybe the Bucs lose this week, but I doubt it. The Lions are at 7-5. So there's also a chance that they don't make it. The Cowboys might find a way to squeak out the victory and get in, particularly
Let's
if the Eagles collapse.
Let's say the Chargers beat the Eagles. Okay, they go back down to 8-5. How much are the Cowboys?
Cowboys are 6-5 and 1.
So if the Cowboys can win, and they still got to play the Eagles once, right?
No, they already split.
That's not good.
Yeah. Again, it's really difficult for the Cowboys, but there's a possibility, especially if they beat the Lions. If they beat the Lions, they're above the Lions.
You see the Eagles' schedule.
Eagles, I believe it's Chargers. Then I don't know.
Raiders, they got an easy one. They still haven't played the Commanders at all, so they got 2. And they got the Bills. So that would be the tough one.
And the Bills have a really shitty schedule. So,
Yeah.
again, it'll be interesting. The NFC is going to change a lot. And it's probably going to be Packers and Bears flip. And
You think so?
I think so. I don't know if the Bears are ready to take down the Pack. I mean, they could fuck around and win. I don't know. I need to see it. I need to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Ben Johnson's been cooking, bro.
I wish him all luck.
You gotta admit, if they win this week, they're for real, for real.
Sure. If they split with the Packers, they're for real, for real. On the AFC side, the interesting divisions are the South and the North. The South, who the fuck knows who's going to be left over at the end? Because Colts, Texans, and Jaguars have barely... Well, Colts have not...
Jags still need to play the Colts at all.
Yeah, and the Texans have won up against the Colts. So I think the Colts will be on the outside looking in. If the Texans take down the Chiefs this weekend, that would be phenomenal. That would just be...
So let's say that happens.
Okay. So let's say Texans go up to 8-5.
Okay.
Chiefs drop to 6-7.
Can the rest of the playoff teams win, or do they play each other?
Colts and Jaguars will play each other. So one of these two will end up 8-5. One of them will end up 9-4. So either the Jaguars or the Colts are going to be 9-5. And then the Colts and the Texans will be tied for 8-5. So
luckily, Texans, if they win, then both the Colts and the Texans have a tiebreaker against the Chiefs.
Yes, because it's fine.
Chiefs can lose. I just want to make sure that they're eliminated.
Let's see. Super Bowl matchup prediction from both of you real quick. I want to hear them. Man. Chargers Lions. Fuck it.
You know what? Let me see the playoff picture again.
You know what? Chargers Panthers. Anybody, as long as the Chargers are in there.
I'll say. Fuck it. Chargers Bears.
That'd be cool. That'd be fun. Sure. But yeah, like I said, the interesting matchup is going to be Ravens Steelers, who play this weekend, and Colts Jaguars, who play this weekend. Well, we'll see. Do you want to just stop, or do you want to move on to predictions?
I think the world is telling us to stop right now.
All right, fine. Let's stop. Okay. So let's see. I believe that's it for today. Let me fix this up real quick. Is there anything you want to shout out before we leave?
Oh yeah, I would really like to talk to you about.
That joke's not going to translate to the podcast, but all right, fair enough.
Whoever's watching the video.
I do not understand why you like sticking those things up your bum, but fair enough. All right. As always, thank you for joining us.
Prayers.
Yeah, and we'll see you again next time.